and we hope that you're getting ready for Christmas. It's just right around the corner. And but anyway, hey guys, we've got a great little show lined up for you today, and we got a special guest that we actually didn't even advertise today. We're going to have Amber Bingham here from Bingham Bliss. She's going to be in the house today, and the reason we brought Amber in is because, hey, she owns the SWF 12 needles. She owns 2 of them, and we're launching the world premiere today of the brand new 15 needle SWF. And guys, this thing is hot off the press. I mean, we just got them yesterday. And so, yeah, we just put them on the website yesterday. So you're the first people who are going to get to see them. And this is a brand new product, and we're pretty pumped about it. We think it's going to be a great, great addition. But before we get to that, hey, I got to say a special shout out to some of our viewers out there today that's watching, and saw a few new names. So this is always good. But we have Kimberly Cummins. She's watching from Canby, Oregon. So, hey, good morning, Kimberly. We have Barbara Mangle she's right here in Poway, California, just right down the road from us. And so good morning, Barbara. Glad you're here. April Montos is here. So good morning, April. We have Melanie Hartville from Alabama is watching today. Diane Clayton is watching from McKinney, Texas. Sarah Walker is in Lower Alabama. That's LA for the South people. We have LA out here. We have LA over in Alabama too, or over in the South. We call it, Lower Alabama. So, and then we have Marcia Miles, and she's in Statesville, North Carolina. So, good morning to everybody. And I see a lot of our regular viewers are watching today's too. So welcome. Glad y'all are here. Hey, if you're new and this is the first time you've ever seen our Thursday show, just put a 1 in the chat and let us know. We always like to see that. And I know if our chatters, our viewers are watching this chatting, they see that number 1 in there, they're going to say hi to you as well and make you welcome. I see a bunch of people coming. Robin Anderson, I see that name. She's saying morning, y'all. And E-Pull is 1. So E-Pull, she is brand new, or he is brand new. And so y'all make them feel welcome. And there's Paula M saying, good day, SMP Nation. So it's kind of funny. We've got our own little nation now. There's Becky. Becky's new. So, hey, welcome to the show, Becky. We always love new people coming on, and we share a lot of ideas with everybody. There's Miranda. Miranda's new. So y'all, all of our regular customers, y'all make them feel at home. And guys, if y'all have questions about things, hey, just ask questions, chime in. I'm going to try to get to the questions. We don't have our chatters helping us out today at SMP, but I'll try to get to them if I can. If I miss them, some of our customers that are watching too, if they know the answer, y'all chime in and help answer as well. But I'll try to answer any questions that we can get. If they go up so fast, sometimes Roger can't catch them. So Roger, how are you doing this morning? You making it?
Hi, everybody.
So Roger's here this morning, and it's just me and Roger. So just the 2 of us this morning. We're all solo, aren't we, Roger? We don't, and but we got a great show, I think, lined up for you, because I love this machine, guys, and I'm pretty pumped about it. And Marilyn saying, love you all at SMP. Marilyn from Winsville, is that right? Wentzville, Missouri. Now, Marilyn, tell us where Wentzville's at. I grew up in Arkansas, just below the Boot Hill of Missouri, just south of Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And I thought I knew every town in Missouri, but I guess I don't, because I don't think I know where that exactly is at. So tell us, what part is it? North, west, east, or south, or what you're close to. I mean, I can tell people there's a little town in Missouri called Gideon, Missouri, and everybody's like, if you know Gideon, you probably know every town. And I said, well, I know a lot of them. But I work in Wentzville, Missouri. So Jennifer that's kind of unique that we have 2 people on here that are around Wentzville. Y'all tell us where Wentzville's at. I'm kind of curious to know where that's at. Is that close to up the Central, or is it down by St. Louis, or where's it at? So
it's in St. Louis.
Is it in St. Louis?
Yeah.
How do I not know that? See, I even know there's an east. What's the town? It's in East St. Louis. It's kind of like, but it's in Illinois or something like that. There's something right across the line from St. Louis. It's in Illinois, and I forgot what they call it, but it's about 40 minutes east of St. Louis. Okay, well, thank you for that, Jennifer. Gave us a little geography lesson this morning. Hey, guys, But I got to also talk about our winners from the Countdown to Christmas show. We gave a ton of stuff away, but we had, as y'all know, we had a big drawing since we hit our 10,000 subscribers to YouTube. We had a great drawing for it, and we had a $10,000 Brother Sewing and Embroidery Machine we gave away, and that winner was Crystal Harrell. So congratulations, Crystal. But what we also did is we had finalists. Each day we did a drawing. Anybody who put the code word that we gave you up in the chat, who was also a subscriber, if you did that, the algorithms went and chose a finalist every single day. So like we had a finalist on Monday through Friday, and then we had those 5 names. Excuse me. I threw them into a hat. I pulled a name out, and that was our winner. And Crystal Harrell was our grand prize winner. However, all the other finalists got a Encore sewing machine and also got a $100 gift card to Sewing Machines Plus. So they didn't go home empty-handed. And so I think our Monday finalist was Belinda Bryan. Tuesday, Crystal was our finalist. Wednesday was Miss Alabama. Thursday was Lonnie Davis. And then Friday was Dee Hill. So all of those, everybody won sewing machines, but Crystal was the grand prize winner and won that Stellar XJ1 from Brother. And man, what a nice machine that was. But everybody got a great sewing machine. And, the 4 other finalists got the gift cards. So you never go away empty-handed if you watch these shows, because we give a ton of stuff away. And Paula's saying amazing time last week. Well, Paula, we're glad you were able to join in. And I thought it was a great show as well. So guys, we have got to talk all about this SWF. And I'm going to give you a little background of how we got to where we're at with the SWF. So SWF, we came out with the 12 needle. And guys, what a great machine that thing is. It is a great price point if you compare it to all the other machines on the market. So we were looking, and I don't know if y'all knew, we were a Melco dealer. We were the top Melco dealer in the country. But Melco had a 16 needle embroidery machine, and they are kind of what they call a kind of consumer pro as well. It's kind of an industrial machine. And Melco decided to terminate their dealer network. So they went out and terminated all their dealers, including us, and they were going to try to sell it direct, I think, themselves. And so we were like, man, we've got to have a replacement. So we contacted SWF and we said, look, we've got to have a machine that's going to replace this Melco for us. And and give you a little history with SWF. SWF is a strictly pretty much an industrial embroidery company. So commercially, they sell the big multi-head embroidery machines where you can, you put them in these big embroidery shops or factories. And so they had made the 12 needle, which was, they call it the Consumer Pro. And they took a lot of the components in their commercial machines and put it in that. But the 15 needle, they had a 15 needle single head machine that they had, but it was on a pretty big frame. And it was pretty much commercial. The one we got is a Consumer Pro model that they've come out with now for us. And it is really similar to the 12 needle, other than the 15 needle has all industrial motors inside of it. It has a bigger embroidery area. It just has some things. It has a bigger embroidery, the field where you embroidery. It's a lot larger. And it has all those industrial motors inside. And so there's quite a few different things about that, when it comes to that. So the longevity of this thing is unbelievable. I mean, it's going to last forever. I mean, it's just the way it's all metal, a little bit thicker chassis on it. So the weight, to kind of give you a comparison, the 12 needle weighs about 90 pounds by itself without a stand. And then you're going up to about 250 pounds for the 15 needle just standing by itself. So it's a pretty big, difference in machine. And the reason it's heavier is just, strictly that way they built that chassis on it. And but it still has that huge, large screen. And one of the things I like about it versus the Melco, you did have to have a computer to completely run the machine. It would not run without the software on a computer. And, and then you could only link 4 machines together if you wanted to use it in a commercial application. This new 15 needle, no computer needed, and you can link up to 200 machines together, network them. So that means you could be doing the same embroidery design on all 200 machines if you had them linked. So it's pretty cool how you can do that. So if somebody wanted to have a shop and have, a perfect example is Amber. Amber's going to be on the show today. She's got 2 of them. And let's say that she gets busy enough, she has to have 4 machines. She could hook 4 machines up together, no problem, and go and keep expanding if she needed to. So it's pretty cool what you can do with this machine. But guys, I want to go ahead and bring Amber to the show, and we're going to talk a little bit about the 12 needle as well, because that's what she's got. And then we can talk a little bit about the differences. So Amber, welcome to the show this morning. I hope you're doing well.
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me back again 3 times
Doing
in about a
great.
week.
Well, we were thinking about, we were going to do the show on the 15 needle. And I like, Amber's probably the best person I know right now because you're a customer of ours. That's how we met. And, and I just feel like a customer, you bought your first one. Actually, your first machine you bought from us was a 10 needle FOF from us. Mm-hmm. And then you bought the 12 needle SWF and you loved it so much, you bought a second one. Yeah. And I look at that and go, well, I would rather customers be here and talk about their experience and things and tell our all of our other customers out there in our audience today, what you liked about it, how it was, your experiences, because you're not a paid professional that is, doing this. You're a consumer and, you're getting to be, like boots on the ground. Basically, you're out there, you had to set it up. You had to do all these things yourself, and that's kind of what I love having you here.
Yeah. And I always, like, every single live I do, anytime I do a video or anything, something else comes up and happens. And I like to share that with you guys because I am just a regular customer that is using these machines for my business. So I like to share that input to you guys so you guys can see it real, like, firsthand.
Well, I really do appreciate you taking the time today to come on the show, because I know, like us, this is your busy time of the year. And I know you have been slammed trying to get your orders out for Etsy store that you have. And I know, but I really do appreciate that because I know it's a busy time of the year for you. But, again, I would like for you, if you could, just show us a little bit about the 12 needle and talk a little bit about your experience of, when you first got it, setting it up and the learning curve you had. And then just, if you want to show something, I know you're a big fan of the noise and I know you're a huge fan of the cap frame, how easy it is. So if you could show those things, and then you can come back to me and then we'll talk a little bit about the differences between the 15 needle and the 12 needle and go from there.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, Amber.
You're welcome. Okay. So I do have a little bit more time today because we're not crunched for, we don't have different people coming on. So I can get more into detail if you guys have something specific you guys would want me to show you. But it is going to be kind of a rerun of the last 2 shows that we did, just going more into detail, I guess. So the reason why we wanted to do this was obviously to promote the 15 needle embroidery machine, the SWF. It is going to be very similar to the 12 needle, but like Blaine said, it's going to have an industrial strength motor. So it's going to be a lot more powerful, and it's going to have 15 needles. So that means more colors, which is awesome. So let's get started. The first thing that, again, if you guys have seen this show twice, it's just going to be kind of a little repeat, but each time you do watch it, I'm going to say something more. So you're going to learn a little bit more each time. But I wanted to start with the hoops because a lot of people do consider the hoops that the machines come with that they purchase when they want to purchase one, because hoops are a huge part of embroidery. You cannot embroider anything without a good hoop. So the hoops that come with this machine, you have to take into consideration, you are getting 2 hoops of every single size when you purchase this machine, which is a huge plus because a lot of machines do only come with 1 hoop and not very many sizes. So this machine actually gives you 3 different round hoop sizes, 2 different square sizes, and 1 size of each of the square hoops, but you get 2 of them. So you're getting double of each size. It also comes with 2 cap drivers, which is a huge, huge thing for machines because you usually have to purchase that separately and they're very expensive, if you guys all know. So the cap driver set that comes with this machine is actually about $1,000 value that you're getting, into the machine as you purchase it. So I'm going to just go over some of the sizes that this comes with. And the first size is just this itty bitty little round frame, and it covers about a 4.7-inch radius, diameter, I don't know. The next one is a 5.9, same thing, just a little bit bigger. So again, you're getting 2 of each of these. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing this machine. And then the next size up is going to be a 7-inch round hoop. So you're getting a little bit of each hoop is going to give you a little bit of a bigger project, and it is good. The little ones are good for like pocket embroidery, sleeve embroidery, cuffs, things like that. And then you can do pretty much any any size up to, I would say 6.5 inch on your round hoops, which is a pretty good size for these little hoops. And then the next one going up on the square hoop is a 9, I'd say 9 by 9. I always go a little bit smaller than what it says on the instructions, just because you do not want to hit your frame when you embroider. If we've all done that, we all know that that's not good. But if you see these little marks on my hoops, it's because I mark everything. It just makes it simple and easy for me to remember what size I'm working with, and I can just grab and go. Like Blaine said, I have my own business, so I'm embroidering a lot, which is why I bought my second 12 needle. I absolutely love this machine. It's so simple. It's so user-friendly. In the beginning, you're kind of, you know, what do I do with this thing? Because it is kind of big and crazy looking, but it's so simple to use it. Moving on with my hoops, this is the largest size that you get with it, and it is about a 14 by 9 inch. Again, a little bit smaller on the inside, but it is huge. Look at this thing. It's so big. You can do a whole entire design on the back of a big extra large jacket. You can do anything you want with this hoop. Is huge. And then again, like I said, it does come with 2 of these cap hoops. I have my cap frame set up over here, which I'm going to show you guys that in a second. And then it comes with the nice and sturdy cap frame. This thing is so well put together. It is solid. It is a very nice frame, and see how it like slides. So you do not want to hold it the way I'm holding it right now. The way I hold this thing is from the back like this, so it doesn't slide around anywhere on you. I have pinched my fingers before and it doesn't feel good at all. So you don't want to do that. But I'm going to switch the camera angle because I want to show you guys how easy it is to put this cap frame onto the machine. The reason why I keep talking about the cap frame on each live is because this is actually something that I'm going to be adding to my shop, and I've been practicing on my hat hoops, how to set it, how to position it, just how fast it can go. And I have a second one too, so I can have 2 caps going at the same time. And like Blaine did mention, that you can hook these machines up together if you want. That's something that I'm going to look into, because I want to be able to produce, I do a lot of the same design over and over again, just different names, because I do children's clothing and birthday shirts and blankets, personalized things. So I'm going to look into that, and when I figure that out, I will show you guys how to do that too. And then the other thing is, what I did want to mention is the difference between the 15 needle that's coming out and the difference between the 12 needle that I have is there's only a few differences. The frame, or I'm sorry, the interface is exactly the same size. So when you see how big this interface is on this machine, it's amazing. And it's going to be the same for the 15 needle. And then again, just extra colors, 3 extra colors that you can use, which is awesome. And I wish I could have 3 extra colors every time I embroider. And then the other thing is just the industrial strength motor, which everyone wants, right? But this 12 needle is a beast of its own too. So I'm going to switch the camera so that you guys can see exactly how I put this frame on. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here's the machine. This is what it looks like. Again, I have 2 of them side by side, and I might be hooking them up together in the near future. We will see. But I just wanted to show you guys, the first thing that I do is, you know, obviously turn on your machine. I already have my machine on, and it was set to do a shirt the last time I used it. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to switch from a shirt hoop to a cap hoop. So and again, in a second, I will move the camera up close so you can see all the buttons on here. This is just so you can see how I put the frame on. And it's super simple. So all I'm going to do is go into my frames, and I'm going to choose the hoop that I want, which is the cap hoop. And you're going to see this or hear this calibrate. And that's just calibrating it from the shirt hoop to a hat hoop. The reason I do this is because it sits a little bit different on the machine before you want to actually put your frame on. So again, I do mark everything, and I put little arrows on my frame showing you guys, or showing myself actually, which way the frame is supposed to go in. So I just use my little label maker and put arrows on here, knowing the frame goes in this way. It's just like any other frame that you would use. So you just simply put it in. I can get it in right. Give me 1 second. So you just slip it in here, and it just goes on exactly like a regular frame. You got to get it lined up. Hold on. And then I hold my frame because it will move. So you just want to hold your frame underneath of it, and it slides right in. So you're gonna hear it snap just like a regular frame would. So when it snaps in place, the reason why I was having a little bit of trouble, there's a hole down here with like, it looks like a little pistol that comes out, and that is where your shirt like slides in between so that it doesn't get embroidered on the back. So you want to make sure you line those holes up in your hat hoop, and that is why sometimes you see me kind of wiggling it. It's just to get that straight aligned, and then it pops right into place. So after that's all said and done, you're already set up for your cap, to embroider a cap, which is super, 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 I cannot say that enough, because I tried embroidering hats on my other machine, and no putting down my other machine because I love that one too, but it's just not as easy as this one. So if you are looking into doing caps for part of your business or just a hobby or anything else, this machine is really meant for caps because it's so simple. And I don't really know other machines besides the ones that I have, but I can say from proof that first time making a hat from one machine to the other, this one blew it out of the park. So I'm just going to show you how simple it is to actually put your hat on the machine and just start going. So again, the reason why I had it set to the cap frame to start with is because of this too. You want it set back so that you can get your hat in here. If the frame was moved forward, you would have to sit there and mess with it and then align it a little bit. So that is the main reason why I set it to the cap frame before I even start my project. Again, you want to make sure it has a laser light so you can see where your design is going to be on your machine. So this isn't quite center because of the way I hooped it. So I'm just going to go, you do move your arrows around, try to figure out where your design is going to go. I'm not going to get into all that because I'm pretty sure you guys know how to hoop a hat. So that's just an example of how easy it is to actually put your frame on and get ready to go for a hat project. And then taking it apart is just as simple. You literally are going to take your snaps on the side and pull it just straight out like you would normally a shirt or anything else. Snap it back on here if you want to put it back on here. And then you literally just unhoop it like a regular hoop. And that's it. Again, I put my leg up so it doesn't slide around. I grab it by the back right here, and that's how I hold it. So it doesn't pinch my fingers or anything. But this hoop is so well built. It's sturdy, it's thick. Again, same thing with this frame. This frame is just, I don't even know the words to say about this frame compared to my other frame that I have on my other machine. It's just so sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's gonna, if I put like my Mighty Hoops, for instance, when it comes out forward, I feel like it doesn't flop around, it doesn't make noise or anything. It's just so well built. So there's a little bit of insight on cap frames and how to insert them and just about the frame in general. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is taking off, say, my project of making a hat and then coming into making a shirt. So I have a shirt hooped right now the way I would normally do it with my stabilizer. These are my Mighty Hoops. So you can use Mighty Hoops with this machine. I use them on a day-to-day basis. So my shirt is hooped. I haven't even switched my frame yet because I don't need to yet. This is how simple it is to go from one project to the next. So I'm going to put my shirt on here, get my Mighty Hoop all set up, snap it in, and now you're literally ready to go move on to your next project. So like, how simple was that? I think it's just so easy to just go from one thing to the next. And that's what I do all day long. And I'm so excited to add hats to my lineup in my shop because I think it's going to add just a new overall category and just so much fun making hats to match your outfits of your children. So I'm going to now move into the interface of this, and then I'm going to move into like how you thread it and then showing you the needles. And again, when I'm explaining all this, the 15 needle is going to be exactly the same. There was just those 3 different items that on the machine that are different, which is the industrial strength motor, obviously 3 more colors. And then what was the other one, Blaine? 3 more colors. The industrial strength. I can't remember the third one, but Blaine will get to that with you guys. But again, follow along with me, and as I talk to you guys about it, it's exactly the same on all those other levels. So let me switch the frame really quick. Give me 1 second. I have to just move my camera up forward so you guys can see what I'm doing. And again, it was set to the cap driver. So now I'm going to show you how to switch it from the cap driver to just a regular shirt frame. I'm just making sure you guys can see this. Okay, I think it looks good. The glare is probably not great for you guys. I'm so sorry about that. But you can see right here, I'm in the cap setting. So now I want to switch it back to my shirt setting. And so every single day I just do my 30 by 30 frame, which is the biggest frame that it comes with. You will see right here, these are for your circle or your round frames. And these ones right here are for your regular square frames. Okay, so now that I switched out my frame, I'm gonna just close out and I'm gonna show you guys from start to finish how I will load a project and how simple and easy it is to do that. So you're first going to grab your USB or whatever you will use to save your projects on. You're going to insert it into the back of the monitor or interface, whatever you want to call it. Let me just see if I can fix that glare a little bit. I'm so sorry, guys. My lighting is really sharp. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't blind you guys. Okay, so I've inserted my USB. You're just gonna go down to your design icon. This machine has icons on the bottom of the machine right here, and it's so self-explanatory. All you're gonna do is go into each tab whenever you have a question and you need to figure out what to do. Just refer back to these tabs down here and it'll bring you into whatever you need to go through. So before you freak out and don't know what to do, just use those tabs. So here are all of my designs on my USB stick that I've saved. I delete them every single day, so there's not very many on here. I don't like to overload my USB or my computer, or my machine, I mean. So I'm just gonna choose a design that is on my USB. So I'm gonna choose this first one, and you're gonna hit the check mark, and that just means that's the design you wanna use. Now you're gonna hit load. You can, down here, you can save it, which means you want to save it to your computer. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hit load. You can also save it and load it at the same time. I don't want to do that either, just because I switch out my names every day for my business, so I'm just going to load my design. So you're going to load it, it's going to pop up, and this is what your design is going to look like. Again, this interface is so giant, it's amazing. You can see every single thing on here. I'm just going to go through kind of what these things mean. This number right here, I think, is how many stitches I've put on this machine altogether. This right here is how many stitches I believe that the design has. I could be wrong on these. I'm not a professional, so I just am telling you what I know and what I am knowledgeable on. Down here at this 850, this is how fast I'm putting the embroidery machine on at. So it's going to stitch out at 850 stitches per minute. And then down here, again, are all your icons. These are your X and Y scales. So I'm going to show you, I do not do my design at 100% because I use my mighty hoops, which don't belong to this machine. So I have to recalibrate it and size it to fit into that machine, or that hoop size, I'm sorry. So the next, that's going to pull you into the next category on what I do on a day-to-day basis. So then I'm going to go into my settings down here, again, using these icons. And I'm going to change my X and Y scale. So this right here is how you will change the dimension of your design. So I'm going to change it to 90% on my X and my Y scale. And again, every design is going to be different. So you're going to have to figure that out on whatever design you use with the hoop that you use. And I'm going to close out of here. Excuse me. So now it has recalibrated my design at 90%. You can see right here on my X and my Y that it changed from 100% to 90%. And that's exactly what I wanted. This right here is showing you the frame that you're using, I think, and where your design is sitting at in your frame, because you can't really see it right here. You just see your design. Another way to see your design, if you really want to see the position that it is in your frame, is to go over here to your frame. So you can click on frame and you can click on position. There's the position icon down here. And again, this is my 30 by 30 frame. And this is how big my design is, because the hoop I'm using is smaller than my 30 by 30. So you kind of have to take that into consideration if you use a different hoop than what comes with the machine. So before backing out of here, I'm going to go through these icons as well. they have an outline icon where you can outline or trace your design exactly where it's going to move. And it gives you a little bit of leeway. So know that where the laser pointer is on the outline, that's not exactly where your design is going to be, because you have this little space in between here. So if it is a little bit off of the hoop, it's not going to hit it because you still have a little bit of extra room. But I still always, for me, I just trace it because I want to know exactly my distance around the hoop that I have, just to be safe. So the outline feature is really nice. Like, I use the outline on my hats when I do a hat. But if I'm just doing a shirt, I use the trace feature because it gives it a little bit more accurate of a tracing, if that makes sense. So then the next thing you're going to do is just hit this play button. This play button is on pretty much every icon when you move or change something in your design. So again, if you click on that, this machine is very nice about warning you. Don't be alarmed when it comes up warning. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just means it's asking you a second time if you really want to do that. If you really want to do that on your design, just so that you don't start a project without really thinking about it. So again, you're going to hit OK, and then it's going to trace the design. I don't have my camera angled that way, so all it's going to do is trace a line around it. You'll see the laser beam, and it'll trace around where your design is actually going to be stitched out. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I don't want to do that right now. The frame, we already went through all that. This is just showing you all of your dimensions, your offset, your limits, all that good stuff. I don't know about all these numbers, so I can't really talk about that because I'm not super knowledgeable about all this in here. But again, your hoops, it's going to show you all the hoops that come with your machine. I don't use the hoop that comes with the machine for my t-shirts. I use the Mighty hoop. So I've trained myself on which hoop to set it at, which is the largest hoop. That gives me all the inside space of that hoop that I need. And I know that my Mighty hoop is smaller than the 30 by 30 frame. So I just put all that information together at one time and just decided that that's the hoop that I'm going to stick with on this machine. And then I just trace out my design using my Mighty hoop, and it comes out the same every time. I can go more into detail with that. I'm going to do a video on that for my YouTube channel if you want to know more about how to use the Mighty hoops with this machine. So that is just an overlay of the hoops that come with the machine. So I'm going to close out of that, and we're going to jump back one because I didn't go through the needle phase. So this icon is the needles. Here are the steps that this particular design is going to use. So I'm going to, I think it's just 9. Every time you click on it, let's see, I got to go down. Actually, I just realized this machine is actually very finicky when it comes to your color settings. So I can't move down to number 7 or step 7 until I put in all the other steps. So if I want number 1 to be 8, number 2 to be white, 4, so on and so forth. So these are the steps of your design, and these are the colors that you're putting in. So you'll see the number, which means your number of colors. And this number means what number of step you're on. So step 3, color 9, so on and so forth. In this particular icon, I guess you would call it, is where you can set your color choices as well. So I don't usually move my colors around too much on this machine. This machine's for 2 specific shirts, so I know exactly what colors I need. And again, I don't really switch them out. So I have set all of my colors to match the colors that are on my thread stand. And you can do that so easily by literally just pushing what number you want it on, going down here to color. If I want my number 2 thread to be yellow, I can change it to yellow, and then you just save it. So you're going to choose the color you want. You're going to see it show up right here, and then you're going to set it to the number needle that you want it on, and then you're going to save it. Simple as that. So I just went 1 through 12, saved my color choices, and then that was it. And then now you have them all saved up here. So it's easy to put in your thread colors when you're doing a design over and over again. You can just simply go, okay, I want black, white, red, blue, peach, mauve, whatever colors you want it to, and you can just set your colors so fast. So that's what I do on this machine. Okay, so right here, I don't know what this O means. I'm not really sure. I've never actually used that button, so I guess it doesn't really pertain to what I do. But this S over here is to put in your stops. So if you do applique projects like myself, I would want to say on number 2, I want it to stop so that I can lay my fabric down. And then on number 3, I'm going to want it to stop again because I'm going to want to cut my applique out. So it's not letting me do that because I didn't set my color. So I'm going to stop there as well. So that means anytime you see this S over here, that means it's going to stop after that particular color or that step. So that is what the S means. You have to make sure that you put that stop in, or the machine will just automatically keep stitching out, and you don't want that if you have an applique project. Or if you have a design, like I have some designs that don't stop. Say I wanted to do their name in different colors and I didn't set it that way. You can actually stop it in between each one and change your color. So that's something that you can do as well. Not with this stop feature, but you can do it manually with the stop and start feature on your side panels. So that is something else to learn. Okay, going to float. I don't really know why they named it float, but I just prefer or refer back to that icon for when I want to go back steps or forward steps. So say my machine messed up right here and I need to go back over here. You're going to refer to this. This is how many stitches you've stitched out. You see how it's highlighted blue? That means my machine is complete with this project. I can go back, say it says 5,300 steps or stitches. You can go back if it's highlighted up. If I only want to go back 15 steps, you're going to hit the 10 5 times, or I'm sorry, 1 time, and then the 1 5 times. One thing that I didn't realize until further into practicing on this machine is this plus icon right here. If you press it, it'll turn to minus. I didn't realize that until I kept pushing buttons and just exploring it. Sometimes that's what you have to do to learn something. And that is what I taught myself, is that plus button also turns into a minus button. So if I want to go back stitches, you press that and then you can go back stitches. It's saying none of them are highlighted right now because it's saying this particular design hasn't stitched out anything, because you can see the 0 right there. So I cannot go back stitches. If I hit the plus sign, I can go forward stitches. So if I hit 100, it's going to go up forward 100 stitches. If I wanted to go back 20 stitches, I hit the minus sign and I'm going to go back 20 stitches. And you can see how many stitches you have right here. If I wanted to completely start over, again, you just hit it as many times as you need to get back to the beginning. And now it's back to the beginning. So that is how you go forward stitches and back stitches under the float icon. These right here, this is just your system maintenance. This is your machine and your head, which means like your thread. I think, I'm not really sure. I don't really get too much into these. This is just saying there's only one head. I think this is when you connect multiple machines together. I could be wrong, but it makes sense thinking that this machine is showing you your actual head on the machine. If I were to have my other one connected, I'm pretty sure that it would show up right here. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not really sure on that, but these just go into about your actual machine, your system. You can do your, I guess you can do your timing on here. I'm not really sure actually. Your language. I haven't really messed around with these icons. This one is just doing if you want to test something, if you need service, or if your sensors are going off. That is what you would go to. But a lot of times if you have a sensor pop up and it's got an error code, on the bottom, it'll say fix. If you just hit that fix icon, again, everything on this interface has icons. It's just a touch screen. You touch it and it'll fix it for you. So again, super, super user friendly. There's so much going on, but just focus on the one thing that you're trying to fix. And under each one of these, you'll be able to find that. You have scissors, these icons over here. You have scissors, but you also have scissors on this side panel. I don't know if you can see the side panel, but there's a scissor button. I tend to use this remote right here on the side panel because it's just easier to get to, I think, because you have to press the button to get to this, but they both do the same exact thing. So either one is fine. It's just personal preference. This is your speed right here for moving your design around. So each one of these arrows right here represents where your design is going to be placed on the shirt. Same thing with this over here, the side panel. The side panel only has up and down and side to side arrows. It doesn't have the corner angle arrows. So if you need to move it up a little bit at a 45-degree angle or a 30-degree angle or something like that, you can use these side icons. I've never done that, so I haven't used them, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it does. Moving on to the speed, you can change your speed buttons by just simply tapping on the button, and it changes from low, medium, and high speed. I always keep my design at medium speed unless I'm like doing a cap and I want very precise center point, then I'll use my slow speed, which means it goes very, very slow. But again, same thing on the side panel. If you hit this speed button in the very middle, you'll see it change from medium to high to low and back to medium. So again, everything is super self-explanatory. If you want this to go away, you just click the icon and it disappears. Same thing with everything else. So those are your scissors. This one is if you moved your design on accident and then you wanted to start back at its original position. That's what that means. So original position or origin. You're going to hit OK. It's going to recalibrate. Mine didn't go anywhere because it's already centered. So if it doesn't go anywhere, that means it's already where it's supposed to be. These are just, it shows you if your needle is down in the fabric or shirt or whatever you're embroidering, you can press that and the needle will pop back up. Same thing with this one. I mean, these are both pretty much the same thing. If you want to see where your position is going to be on your shirt, you can push this icon. The needle will go down into the shirt and it'll stay down into the shirt. So that's exactly where it'll be and it won't move. To push it back up, I think you just hit this button and it pushes the needle back up. This one is you just want to see where the needle is going to be. It doesn't go into the shirt. It goes down to the top of the shirt or the fabric or whatever you're using. It doesn't actually puncture the shirt. Again, I hope I'm telling all these icons right. This is just what I've messed with and learned from my own doing on practicing this machine. So if you guys find out that I didn't tell you the exact correct information, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what I'm knowledgeable on. So let's go back. Where was that at? That was this one. Nope, that one. Okay, so again, if you want that to disappear, you just click the icon you chose and it goes back away. So I think I've pretty much covered a lot of what is on this interface. Do you guys have any questions right now on any of the buttons or want me to show you something in particular?
Amber, that was awesome.
There's a lot to go through.
You know,
I'm sure
every
there's
time
a
I
lot
talk
more.
to you, I can tell you've learned more about that machine and you're getting a lot more comfortable. So it's,
Yeah.
I love that. And I think it's great. And again, you know, to me, I love that you're giving input because it's from a real consumer, that somebody that didn't know anything, hasn't had any training about it. You got it. You just started punching buttons and figuring it out. And that just kind of shows you not to be intimidated or scared by all the needles and the size, because again, it's still a embroidery machine regardless. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It is very
Well, Roger, do we
intimidating,
have
but
any
again, you
questions?
have to push all the buttons, go through them all. They're not, nothing's going to happen. You have to actually just like get in there and use it to make it, to figure out what it does.
So we do have a question, and I can probably answer this. Lily is asking, is it also Wi-Fi compatible with a wireless or wired internet? It sure is. And we actually, if you go to the product page on our website and you can go on there, we actually have a video on there. It shows how to do a wireless bridge to make it where you can, you know, make it wireless. And that way, once you make it wireless, you can send designs right from computer right to the machine. So that's pretty cool to do.
Yeah, that's actually something I haven't done yet, and I'm very excited to figure that out because that would be, I'm just so old school. I use the USB and I just use that for everything. So I'm always on my computer doing a design and moving it to whatever machine I'm going at. But finding out that it's wireless is like, that's like a whole new world. So if I can do that and figure that out, I'm excited for that.
Well, you know, and I'm kind of like you are, Amber. You know, to me, it's not a big deal to grab a USB stick out of your
Yeah.
computer and go over there and stick it in and, you know, put the design. I mean, you can actually do the design right from the USB stick, or you can actually download it into the machine.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're there and you're working at your computer and you wanted to send a design wirelessly, since you have two machines, you could send it to both, you know, two different designs, a machine like that. And then you don't have to, you're ready to, you know, go in there and pull the design out.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Because I know, like, especially during this time of year, it's crazy. So I'll have my USB, and I know I should probably have like 5 USBs going at, you know, at the same time or whatever. But a lot of times I forget about it, and then I'll just I'll use one USB on my computer, save all my designs to it, and then I'll put it into one machine, and then I'll go to the other one, set it up, knowing what design I'm doing. do the colors and all that. But then I'm like, oh, my USB is sitting in my other computer or my other machine. So then I'll have to run across the shop, go grab it, put it in the other machine. So to have that be wireless, like that's going to save me so much running around in time, although it does give me my exercise. So
That's funny. Well, I think another question, Janice was asking how often to change the needles. And Janice, that's one of those things where, I think it depends on, with like any sewing machines, how much you use it. But, needles are cheap. I mean, and I'm one of these type of, guys that I just feel like, I change needles all the time. I
yeah.
always tell people to change needles as often as you can. Because again, if you have a dull needle or a burr on the needle, what's going to happen? You're going to break thread. You're going to have nesting. You're going to have a lot of different things that could happen. So, to me, I would just, if you're doing a project, and I know Amber can probably speak to this better than I can because she does production. And how often do you change the needles, Amber, when you're doing this?
So I don't necessarily have like a time frame in which I change my needles out. I look at the actual project I'm stitching out. So if I stitch out a shirt and I see like randomly loops coming up or something like that, I know it's my needle that needs to be changed and not my bobbin, because it's just the needle isn't as sharp as it should be. Also, like you said, you'll get nesting underneath. I rarely have that happen, although I did have that happen last week on my live, which has never happened before. But again, I'm a real person. It happens to everybody. So it's okay. And I'm okay with that. But again, you'll notice like it won't stitch out good. So when you're stitching out and it doesn't look as good as it should, then it's usually your needle that needs to be changed. And and a lot of times, here's another tip that I've like taught myself. Whenever I change my needle, I don't necessarily rethread the whole thing. I cut it off underneath what you see, these little spring things. I cut it off after that because I don't like taking those off and rethreading it through the whole thing. But to make sure that the thread is all threaded correctly and you change your needle, it's going to give you a very precise stitch out after that. I've learned that a lot of times if I don't do that, then I'm going to have to just run through the problem of it either breaking the thread or having to change it again. So that's just a pointer that I do for myself, because I'm so busy trying to like do multiple projects that I just would rather take the time to change the needle and rethread it through the whole thing one time instead of 5 times. So I know there is like a rule of thumb where if your thread breaks like 3 times, you should change your needle. And I used to go by that, but now I give mine only maybe 2 times because I know my machines very well. And if it does something in particular, I know that it's either I need to change the needle or I need to check the bobbin. So once you use your machine over and over again, you'll learn it and you'll figure out like what is necessary to do with whatever happened.
Hey, Amber, I know somebody was asking about software, and I wanted to let them know that, software really doesn't affect this machine because you're running the machine on its own interface.
Yeah.
However, you can use about any kind of software out there that if you want to digitize and actually edit designs. But one of the questions was also, Amber, is what format files can you use with the machine for embroidery files?
So I think this machine, I use .dst, and that's the only one that I use because my other machine uses that too. And I'm not aware of any other formats that it uses. It might be able to use PES. I'm not really sure on that, but DST for sure. And I use Embrilliant software. I've just used that from the very beginning. It does what I need it to do. I am looking into the other software program that SMP, you can purchase from them. I think it's the Floriani software where you can digitize in there. You can do all the other stuff. So I'm looking into doing that for my business because I want to be able to do designs, exclusive designs that match my outfits. But for right now, I've been using Embrilliance, and it's just the Embrilliance Essentials. It does everything that you need it to do. I save it as a .dst because you can save it with whatever file you need to on that software program, and then just plug it into your machine and you're good to go.
Okay, so again, we can find that out for you. And if y'all have any questions, again, about that type of stuff, like what files, give us a call at 800-401-8151 and speak to our live agents. They're going to be able to answer a lot of those technical questions for you. And
Yeah.
I apologize that I don't know a lot of those either. I know a lot about this, but some of those I don't on that. But again, Amber, I want to talk a little bit about the 15 needle now. So the 15 needle, it's going to be really similar to what you just showed us, but it is you kind of call yours a beast. This is actually a beast of a machine.
I know.
This thing is unbelievable. Now yours, you had it set at 850 stitches per minute, and that's your choice.
Yeah.
But yours will go up to 1,000 stitches per minute. And you know, the Melco was only just a little bit over you know, that as well. So this new 15 needle does 1,200 stitches per minute. So it's extremely fast. And what is awesome about it too, and y'all that out there that embroidery probably understand this. If you, and I'm going to use an example of a Brother machine. Brother's got a great multi-needle machine out there as well. But the spool up time, and this is like your 10 needle that you have, Amber, the FOF, the spool up time, even though it may do 850 to 1,000 stitches per minute, when it goes between colors, just the start up, it goes really slow until it goes to the full speed. And then when it slows down before it does a color change. So that's what we call spool up time. And that's the thing where SWF just sets the bar way up there. When it spools up, I mean, it goes from 0 to 1,200 stitches per minute with a snap of a finger. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you put them side by side, the machines that kind of have a slow spool up to a machine that has a fast spool up, and you timed it over a period of time, you're going to save maybe 6 minutes per item a lot of times. And if you add that up over a day of production, it is a big deal.
Yeah, I actually tested my machines. I had the same exact shirt, so I knew it was exactly the same. I had my FAF going, I had my SWF going at the same exact time, and I even had a thread break on the 12 needle, and so I had to stop it, and I'm like, this is great because now I can see exactly like if it's going to be if it's going to actually slow the process down or if it's still going to beat the FAF. So I fixed my thread, I did all that, I put it back on, and it ended up beating the FAF even with the thread break. So it's super fast.
It is, you know, and that's the thing, what people, you know, a lot of times you'll see advertisements out there, they'll say, hey, this machine is, you know, 1,100 stitches per minute or 1,000 stitches per minute, which is extremely fast. But what they don't tell you is that spool up time. And that is what, you know, the SWF brings to the tables, because they're strictly an industrial machine that is for the commercial industry, and it's all about production, as you know. And you're in that business where, you know, you're trying to get as many items and pieces done per day as you can to fill orders. And you know, it's a big thing. It is a huge thing when you can save that time and make it your production a lot more effective.
Yes. And also the quality, the stitch quality is a huge thing. My FAF is actually really, really high quality as well. But the 12 needle, I just wanted to show you guys some examples of kind of like how perfect, if that's even a thing. I know perfect is a high word, but to me, it's perfect because it stitches out. There's no gaps in between any stitches. And I just want to show you guys some examples of like polka dots, because polka dots are a huge deal when embroidering, because before I got the 12 needle, I used to always have to stop and fix it, pick off the little threads that would hang out of it, the jump stitches and stuff like that. And also just the actual dot, like it wasn't as just soft looking. I don't know how to describe it, but it would almost like lift up, which embroidery is supposed to lift up, but it was like a knot almost. Like it wasn't, like it kind of got like twisted up underneath. And the SWF actually, let's find the camera. See how, like, where am I going? What angle? Those are just so perfect. Those dots, there's no outside the lines. Even look at the rainbow, how those stitches are, but how good they stitched out. Like you can see how tight it is, but how it doesn't pucker. And this is actually a sample on just a knit material that I found at Joann's. So this isn't even an embroidery type of fabric. This is just a sample, but you can see how good it stitches out, like those polka dots, the actual rainbow. So it's not only about the speed or the machine, it's about the stitch quality too for me, because I'm sending out like birthday shirts that people pay a lot of money for their child, and I want it to look perfect. So I'm always looking at all the stitch quality. But even like on these hearts right here, those little lines are so hard to get like really nice on a machine, and it stitches out perfect. And that little name with the heart on the eye, it just looks so good. The way that this machine stitches out. And I want to show you an example on my next one, which again, if you guys watched the show the other day, these are some of the same examples. But for those of you who are new on here, I wanted to give you guys some example on using different material with this machine. So these two are the same design, but I'm using two different materials. So this is actually glitter heat transfer vinyl from Stalls on the girl one. So if you guys can see that, and it stitched out perfectly over that. And then in the H's is just regular cotton fabric. So that stitched out beautiful, no issues. And this is the same design using the soft flock. So this is actually like fuzzy material from Stalls as well. Sorry, the glare. But I just wanted to let you know that using different materials with this machine, no problem. Like you don't have to change the tension. You don't have to change your needles. You don't have to change anything. I literally just put it on and stitched it out and it was fine. It's such a good machine. I can't talk enough about it. I talk about it all the time. Here's another one using just a sketch stitch. And sketch stitch is really easy to do, but you have to have a good stitch out for it to look nice. And this machine didn't skip any of the sketch stitches on there. It literally just stitched out perfect. Even that little name, there's no skip stitches or anything on there. It looks so good. And even those eyelashes on the reindeer. But yeah, just a couple examples of how that stitches out using different materials, all using the same kind of thread, all using the same needles. You don't have to use the same kind of thread. You can use different thread. Sometimes I use a different brand if I need a certain color and I don't have it with the Madero that I use. So again, this machine is just so awesome.
Hey, Amber, one of the things too I wanted to ask you, have you had to, I know tension comes up a lot of times, and like the Melco has automatic tension,
Yeah.
where this doesn't. Have you had any tension problems at all? Because I know when I messed with the 12 needle and worked on it and used it, the tension was so easy to set on it. And I mean, really, once I set it, I didn't have any issues after that.
Yeah. So the tension is, again, on every machine, it's different. It is a bit of a task to set your tension on any embroidery machine. I did the same thing with my FAF. I did the same thing on both of the SWFs. You have to actually like put aside time after you set it up and do your tension. Make sure you have some scrap fabric hoops to actually test it, because you don't want to do a project without setting your tension. But the tension is very simple to set on this machine, actually. And once you get it, you do not have to mess with it. So this first machine that I've been showing you is my older one. The one next to it is my newer one. It took me a little bit of time to get the tension down perfect. I don't want to use perfect, but down really good to where I don't have to mess with it anymore. But once you get it set, it's super easy. You never have to mess with it again. If anything is coming up with tension, it's usually just your bobbin is either too tight or too loose, and your thread is breaking, or you need to change your needles. But once you set your tension, it's so easy. And I can show you guys or talk to you exactly about how I set the tension. I learned on my own. I didn't use very many tutorials on the SWF because they're for my specific needs on my projects, I needed to do it a little bit different. So I learned that if you wrap the thread around the first white wheel twice instead of 1.5 times or one time, because I think it comes threaded around at one time. And I noticed that was way too loose for the type of thread I was using and then the project I was doing. So, and it also goes with the speed that you're using. So I'm going to back up a little bit on the tension part. So if you wrap it around that little wheel 2 times, it makes it a little bit snugger. So you're, that's probably not even a word, more snug, but it will actually like pull it just the right amount that you need it to. If it's only around 1 time, your thread's going to fly around. It's going to get caught, which was happening to me. So you want to make sure that it's around twice on that first little wheel. And then on the second one that has like a little hook coming out of it, you go 1.5 times. And then you'll be able to feel the tension as it's in there. And if you can barely, if it's hard to tug, then something's caught. If it moves up and down at like a good, I don't know, rhythm, then you're probably good. If it's too loose and thread's just like coming out, that means it's too loose altogether. You need to redo it. And then going on, what was I talking about? The speed. The reason why I set my speed at 850 is because, again, I've tested a bunch of different speeds. I do the same project over and over again, just different designs. I use 850 on this machine because that's just my personal preference. Yes, you can go up to 1,000 if you want to get it done fast and super quick. That's all up to you, personal decision. I do 850 because I think it stitches out better at a better quality if the speed is lower. So the lower the speed, the better quality of stitch out, and it's still super fast. This machine, even though it's only on 850, the quality and the speed on this machine is fast. Like he said, it changes colors super fast. It moves on to the next step super fast. So it doesn't really matter what speed I'm going. I would rather the project turn out really nice than have to go through thread breaks and loops on the top of the design and stuff like that. So that's why I use 850.
Well, you know, Amber, one of the big things that people always ask, and especially if I'm ever in the stores and they're talking about multi-needles, is, you know, they always want to know how difficult it is to thread and the tension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tension's a big deal. Where, you know, most of these machines, and I just want to let everybody know, SWF sets the tensions on them from the factory, and they're pretty close. So when you go in there, and like Amber's saying that she changed, and I think they have changed that too, Amber. I think they're doing it 2 times now. They're telling you instead of 1 time. And, you know, so I think a lot of things that, you know, it's pretty easy to just adjust it. You don't have to do a lot once you get it. It's just going to based on what your project is and what thread you use. It may change a little bit. But the threading, to me, you know, I know, like, you know, Brother has one that's automatic needle threading. It's pretty easy. But to me, I think this thing is super easy to thread. I mean,
yeah, it is. It
so
actually is. So the only thing that I do, I got one of those little threading thing, the threader from you guys actually, and you just thread it in. But once you get your tension set and you're ready to go, you really don't have to ever mess with it again. So I don't think I've ever messed with the tension on this machine. I'm still kind of fiddling with the tension on the other one because I've only used it a few times on a few different shirts. So I'm still messing with it. It doesn't look bad at all. Like, it's stitching out great, but there are a few tweaks like here and there that you want to do on certain colors and stuff. So, but again, once it's set and you like the way that it looks, you really never have to do it again unless you have to rethread it. But you don't have to mess with the tension. So it's super easy.
Well, you know, and that's why I'm the worst part of it for me, Amber, was I could, you know, seeing the hole in the needle to put the thread through.
Oh, I have bad eyes.
But, you know,
everyone knows that watches me, and I have bad eyes, so I have to have those things. I have them everywhere.
Get your readers on, and you know what helped me was just a little pair of tweezers, and boom, right in.
Yeah,
because I got big old
like
hands,
if this
and it's hard for me to get my hands in there.
An automatic threader, that would be like amazing, because for us blind people, I'm like, where's that hole? I can't find it.
But you know, but it really wasn't hard at all, and it's I mean, seriously, if you can thread, I mean, it comes pre-threaded anyway, but if you want to change the colors and all that, I'm telling you, you can do it. You can put the spool on and pull it through. You can, I'm thinking, what, 20 seconds, you can probably thread one color. I mean, it's really fast.
So what I did actually is I labeled, again, I got my label maker out and I labeled all the needle numbers because the thread stand is big and there's a lot of holes everywhere. So at first you're like, oh my gosh, what number is this? Where do I go? So I actually took a ruler and I lined it up exactly on each hole to know what thread number it went to. And then I labeled that thread number 12 and 11 and so on. And then I did the tie-off method or the tie-on method, whatever you call it. So I tied it and I just pulled it through really, really slow. And then they're all threaded, like super, super fast. Just don't do it so fast that it breaks off, because then you don't know where the thread went. But it's easy. It's not hard.
Yeah, you know, it's the way I tell people is, you know, just tie off your thread and pull it through, and you do it. If you take your time, it makes it so much easier to do it that way. But even from just scratch, it's not hard at all. So that's one of the things you know, a lot of times, you know, somebody, and it is, you're looking at, especially this brand new 15 needle, you're looking at 15 needles and you're going, oh my gosh, I'm intimidated by this massive machine. And, but it's just an embroidery machine. I mean, if
it
you
looks
think
just
about
like this one.
Yeah. You know, just take one needle at a time and get it threaded up. And here's the great thing about it. If you're doing things like you do, you use a lot of the same colors. So basically all you're having to do is just replace the spool when it runs out, and then you're just tying it off and pulling it through a new spool.
Yeah, and my basic colors, I set them on the same exact needles on both of the machines. So like my red, my black, my gray, white, and blue, like those primary colors that you use on pretty much all your designs, I have those already preset in there. I put them on the color on that icon I showed you where you can set your colors. So I never change those colors out. And that makes it so simple because those usually take up like half of your thread numbers. And so if you do that, then you never have to worry about like, where's my red, where's my blue, and so on and so forth. But then those other needles that you change out more often, you want to definitely label your numbers if you're like me and just want to know right away what number that is instead of like fiddling with it and looking around. Because it is kind of confusing. That stand is a little bit intimidating. So if you have them numbered, then it's really easy to find what number it's going to. But I do suggest labeling everything when you get the machine, just so that you aren't scared of it, because it is kind of beastly looking, but it's so easy to use, you guys. I promise you, it's not hard at all.
Well, guys, are y'all ready to see the 15 needle? Amber, you ready to see it?
I want one already.
All right, so Roger, let's put it up there and show everybody this brand new 15 needle. And guys, I got to tell you about the special we have today. So the prices on it is $14,999. And again, it is, if you look at the competition out on the market, it is priced extremely well compared to other machines. But today and today only, we are going to throw in this free Durkee Easy Frame 10-piece power pack with it. And so it's a great addition to that. So, you talk about, and Amber talked about the hoops that you get with it. Well, great thing about the hoops, you're getting 10 hoops that come with the machine already. You're getting 5 different sizes with 2 of each size. And then not only that, we're going to throw in this whole 10-piece Durkee set. And basically you got 4 different size of Durkee frames that you're going to get 2 of each. Plus you're getting the adapter arm you see there, and you're getting that little round blue one. That's the multi-needle cap frame. So we're going to throw that in as well. But what you don't realize, in the box, you're also getting the stand comes with it. And we're going to throw in the cap driver with 2 cap frames. So all that's coming, guys, for the price of $14,999. And I promise you guys, if y'all compare that to other machines, and I'm not going to say their names now, but if you compare it to other machines on the market, it's not even close of what you're getting. This is a true industrial commercial machine that they have basically stripped it down to make it more consumer pro. So it doesn't have that big, huge frame that it sits on. It's going to have exactly the same type of stand the 12 needle has. And you can look at that. I know it looks a little overwhelming because of all the needles, but it's still just an embroidery machine. And you see that huge display that it has right there. I remember the first time I talked to Amber on the phone, she said it was like watching TV. It's because it was so big. And so it's got a great display on it. And again, guys, can't stress to you enough on this. This is a great machine. One of the things that makes this a little different, again, Amber touched on this, it does have industrial motors in it. So the motors in there are long-lasting motors. They're industrial. That's the difference between it and the 12 needle. The 12 needle just has a regular type motor in it that they have with all the consumer machines you see in the market. But this one has a true industrial machine motor in it. So it's made for longevity, high stitch counts, that sort of thing. Also, just the chassis. Amber touched on, like where the hoop holder, the frame that holds those hoops, how thick and how sturdy that was. Well, there's other machines on the market. You put a big hoop in there, it flops. And y'all probably know what I'm talking about. They call it hoop flop. It gets the bouncing up and down. You will not get that with the SWF because that frame that holds your hoop is so sturdy. That's what adds to the weight of this one as well. If you look at how beefy that base is on it, it is just a beefy base. It has a complete metal chassis on this. And this is just a great machine, guys. And we're so happy. I'm so happy we got this. And, we were a big Melco supporter. We loved the Melco machine. But, when I talked to SWF and told them, that what was happening with Melco and we wanted to get it something to take that place, they offered this and said, we can make it, consumer. We'll make it where consumers can use it a lot easier than if it was a commercial type machine. And they've done that. They've stepped up. And I tell you, I'm so excited about it. And it is a great home machine. And I know, Amber, you're probably drooling over this a little bit.
A little jealous. Actually, last
Yeah.
night I told my husband, "Oh my gosh, I need to make room." And he starts laughing. He's like, "You just got the other 12 needle." I'm like, "I know, but I want this one."
Well, and also, guys, if y'all want to know, some more specifics, give us a call today and just ask. This is the only day that you're going to be able to get the Durkee frame set with it, but they can tell you all the hoop sizes. Now, I can tell you, I forgot what Roger, can we pull our web page up and I'll tell everybody what the embroidery size is larger. So here's the thing, some of the things. It's got a little bit more metal chassis and things in it. It's a little bit thicker and beefier than the 12 needle. It also has a bigger embroidery field on it versus the 12 needle. And so that's going to things. And then naturally it has the extra needles. But there is if you can scroll down, Roger, into the bullet points, I think right there. So guys, right there, if it says, I think it's talking about the embroidery area. So if you see the flat sewing field right there, it is a 16.7 by 10.9 inch embroidery field. So
Wow.
guys, that's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a big, I don't think of anything you couldn't embroidery with this. And then the cap sewing field is, as you can see, it's a 14.7 by 2.95. So that, if you can think about 3 inches tall by a wrap, you could completely wrap all the way around to the sides of a cap on this. That's what's pretty awesome. Again, it runs off 110, just so your normal plug-in in your house, you can plug this thing in. It stitches at 1,200 stitches per minute. The machine weighs 250 pounds. So guys, again, it's a little bit beefier than the 12 needle. The thing, this is what's awesome about it too, is you're going to get that cap driver with it, with the 2 extra cap frames. Then you're getting the tubular round frames that come with it. You're going to get 2 per size. You're getting a 4¼ inch, a 5.4 inch, and a 6.6 inch. Then you're getting those square frames. You're going to get 2 per size. You're getting that 12.3 by 12.3, and then you're getting that huge 16.7 by 10.9 frame that come with it. So you're getting 10 hoops that come with the machine, plus the cap driver, the 2 cap frames, and the stand. And then right now, today, and today only, we're going to throw in that Durkee set as well. And the Durkee set, it is a 2.4 inch, or a 2x4, a 5x4, a 7x5, and an 8x8. As you see it right there on the side of the machine there, you see the Durkee package. And you're getting 2 of each of one of those, plus you're getting that multi-hat cap frame, and then you're getting the adapter arm, the little blue, it looks like just a U-sized blue at the bottom. That blue adapter arm comes with it. And this is basically called the 15 needle power pack. So it's the 10-piece power pack for the 15 needle SWF. So guys, we got a great package with this today. They are in stock, ready to ship today. And I mean, we're ready to ship them. And again, they will be coming freight to you. They'll have to go by FedEx freight. So just make sure you have somebody there to help you get it into the garage, wherever you got to get it. And then you're going to have a couple muscles to get it up to where you need to go. I know, Amber, I think you and your husband, or was it your brother and husband got yours
No,
in?
so you do want someone there to help you, because I'm not a big person, but it was my husband and I. And so the guy was very nice, and he pulled it up as far as he could, because my shop is in my RV garage. And so he pulled it up to my door, and we had to actually lift it off the thing and put it together ourselves. And again, I have a video on this, on how I put it together and everything, and it is heavy, but I was able to help my husband lift it, and we got it up on the table. I didn't break my back or anything like that. It wasn't like so heavy I couldn't do it, but I was definitely like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to lift this? It's so big. But I was able to do it, and it was fine.
Yeah, I would suggest this one if anybody's interested in 15 needle. Make sure you have a couple guys, handy there that can help, because it is it's a little bit more weight,
What's the weight
than
difference?
the one Amber's got. And but again, it's it's all that extra metal and stuff they've done to make this machine. But we're super excited about this, Amber, and I know that the 12 needle, again, if anybody's interested in just the 12 needle, I mean, the 12 needle, we've got an incredible price on this. And the price is probably going to go up, in the first of the year sometime. We've had an introductory price on it for $99.99, and you're getting that cap, cap driver with the 2 cap frames. You're getting the stand with it, and then you're getting 10 hoops with it as well. So it's a great package for the 12 needle at that price. And then the 15 needle, it is a whole new ball game. I mean, you're going up to everything's a little beefier commercial wise. You're getting the 3 more needles, the bigger embroidery field. And so it's we're pretty pumped about both of them. I tell you.
I have a question, Blaine.
Yes.
Do you know the weight difference between the two? And does it come with a stand as well?
Yes, both of them come with stands. Now, the 12 needle weighs about 90 pounds just for the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 15 needle weighs 250 pounds.
Whoa.
Just for the machine.
Okay, so you're definitely going to need help.
Yes. It is. It's you got to realize that, the 12 needle was made from the ground up as a consumer pro. This 15 needle, they basically said, we're going to try to figure out how we can make it a consumer machine without changing the machine.
Yeah.
So you're getting the same chassis and everything. They just made a different type of stand and things to support it. And again, and made it where it's separate, where it's not mounted on a stand. You can get a stand. The stand comes with it. And this is also the difference too. When we ship you the 12 needle, it comes in a big cardboard box, as you know, and the stand and stuff comes separately. This one comes in a big wood crate. So it's a big wood crate that it's shipped in. And they really do a great job of packing it. I mean, this thing you don't have to worry about any damage at all. It's going to be really packed well in that crate. So you're going to have a little bit of work, to take the crate apart. But again, that's like any big machine that you get like that's going to be that way. So we're pretty excited about it. And I know that a lot of the people like you that do it for commercial, it's just going to be a great addition to their shop.
Yeah, I've started upgrading all my machines to industrial just because of the production rate. And I've noticed a huge difference. I could not have gotten all my Christmas orders done if I didn't have my industrial Juki. I got a second 12 needle, so that helped me just slam out all my Christmas shirts. Just all the machines that I've gotten. I counted the other night and I have 9 of them, and 8 of them are from SMP. So great company to buy from. The customer service is awesome. You guys, I mean, I just can't say enough good things about just the company in general. And then working with Blaine, working with everyone on the team. But this, I mean, I could not have successfully gone through this season without all the machines that I have from them. So I'm super excited for next year.
Well, Amber, thank you. That's a very nice thing for you to say. And we sure do appreciate customers like you as well. I know that we have a great customer base. And I mean, I'm so grateful that we have the customer base we have, because our customers are so nice. And, it's just so awesome to have this community, such a tight knit community, and people help each other. And it is just so fantastic. But anyway, Amber, I know that you're super busy, and I don't want to take up any more of your time, because I know time is money for you. But hey,
I'm actually on vacation.
Your Etsy store, they can go find it. It's Bingham Bliss, right?
Yeah, Bingham Bliss.
Bingham Bliss.
Yeah, I'm actually on vacation mode right now for the first time in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So my shop will be back open probably the first week of January. So if you go on there and it says vacation, I'm coming back. I'm just taking a little family break. But yes, Bingham Bliss. So
Amber, where do you have a website? It's just Bingham or BinghamBliss.com.
Bingham, yeah. So it's Bingham Bliss. So my last name, I think it shows up on my picture. So Bingham and then BLISS. And then if you find me, I have my own website, BinghamBliss.com. I have an Etsy shop under Bingham Bliss, and everything's under my name. So Bingham Bliss.
That's what I was going to ask. If they go to the website, you have links to the shop from Etsy and like your Facebook and YouTube and all that, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so everybody go check Amber's website out. It's Bingham Bliss.
Yes.
and .com. Go check her out. And again, she's got a lot of things going on. She does a lot of videos and things and tutorials on YouTube. I'd encourage y'all to go, subscribe to her channel and like it, because she's very entertaining, and you do a lot of lives, and that's what I like. And again, Amber, I thank you so much for doing this, because to me, you bring something to the table that a lot of the professionals don't, and that's just your own personal experience as being a customer and how you're using it. And I do appreciate it. And I tell you, every time we talk, you've learned a little bit more about this. So I'm excited for the next time we talk and hear.
It's also, I'm a little less nervous every time I come on here, so I'm a little more open.
Well, that's awesome. Well, anyway, have a Merry Christmas and a great New Year if I don't talk to you before then. And hopefully in 2022, we'll get you back on the show and we'll do some more stuff.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks, Amber. Bye-bye. All right, guys, a great addition to the show today, and I know that we didn't advertise her coming, and we kind of got thrown a little bit of a monkey wrench. We were actually planning to do a completely different show today, but some things happened. We had to change, and we were like, Roger's like, hey, we need to show the 15 needle. We need to show this other machine. We were like, okay, let's just show the 15 needle, and I called Amber. I said, hey, is there a way I can get you to come on the show last minute and talk about the 12 needle year and your experience? And she was like, yes, I can do it. And I was so thankful because I know she has been slam busy during this, holiday season and trying to get orders out. So it was pretty awesome her to come on here. So guys, again, I know our show ran a little long today, but I hope that you got a lot out of this from Amber. And again, guys, if y'all are in the market, both machines are incredible. And, either whether, your budget is where you can go up to a 15 needle, highly encourage it. If your budget's a little lower than that and you wanted to get something just under $10,000, that 12 needle is right there. And again, guys, we have financing for both machines that we can finance it. We've got some great financing going right now, all the way up to 60 months to help you out for the low monthly payments. And Nick's team, they're standing by on the phones over there. So if you have any questions, make sure you just reach out to them. And we also have on the website a live chat agents there that can take any questions you have. But again, guys, go look at the website. Just type in SWF in the search bar. It'll take you to both machines. You can click on either one and go read about them. We have all the information on there. And again, guys, we have them in stock, ready to ship. And, probably won't get in time for Christmas, would they, Roger? But I don't think it'll get in time for Christmas, but you'll get it right after Christmas. I'm sure, next week sometime they would probably get there. But again, guys, what a fantastic machine to you could try out. And we're super big fans of SWF, and I cannot wait, for what they have in the future and come out with stuff. But guys, we are going to be on next Monday, July the 3rd. Is that right, Roger? No, that's 2 weeks. All right, so next week, what's the Thursday?
27th.
What's the 27th?
Monday.
No, what's the Thursday? The 30th? All right, so guys, our next show is going to be on Thursday the 30th, and then we're going to have a special show on Monday, January 3rd, same time. It's going to be that week. Instead of having it on a Thursday, we're going to have it on the 3rd, but it'll be January 3rd on that Monday. It'll be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We got a special show with another world premiere launch of a product that you're going to be super excited about, especially if you're an embroidery fan out there. So we got something we're going to show you I think you're going to really love. And then we're not leaving you sewer and quilters out either. We got another product we're going to show you for sewer and quilters that's going to be brand new to online sales. So we cannot wait for y'all to see that. But again, guys, thank y'all for joining us today. But we're going to give some stuff away. So 2 weeks ago, we had a winner. We were giving away the Zest, right? So we gave away a Baby Lock Zest 2 weeks ago, if y'all remember, and we pulled a winner up from that. And then we had our countdown to Christmas show last week, so we didn't announce that winner. But that winner from 2 weeks ago show, who is it, Roger? There it is, Wendy Volrath. I think that's how I pronounce it. She was watching from YouTube. So Wendy, congratulations on winning the machine 2 weeks ago. And again, Wendy, to claim your prize, send us an email to contest, plural with an S on the end of contest, at SewingMachinesPlus.com, and just let us know your shipping address and we will get that out to you, Wendy. So congratulations on Wendy. All right, so today we are going to give away, what are we giving away? A bag bundle? Tote bags. So we're giving away a bag bundle here. This is a $49.99 value on our website, guys, or you can buy them individually for $9.99. But we're going to give you a whole, all 8 colors, the whole bundle. And who's our first winner? It is Marsha Miles. Congratulations, Marsha. So Marsha is watching from YouTube. So Marsha, again, send us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com and give us your shipping address, and we'll get that right out to you. All right, we're going to give one more of these away. So who's our next winner? Don Potes. So I think that's right. Potes something. Don, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
We're sorry, Don.
Posha, I think. Anyway, Don, you won. Congratulations. And sorry if I butchered your last name, but give us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com and to claim your prize, give us your shipping address, and we'll get those out to you. Next up, we're going to give some of our world famous sewing mats away. Again, guys, if you don't own one of these sewing mats and you have a sewing machine, you're doing your machine a disservice. You need to go online, look at them, and get one for your machines. These things are incredible what they do for your machines. So we got 6 colors to choose from, and we got 3 different sizes. We're going to let you pick your color, your size, and if you want more information about them, just go to our website and type in Sew Mats in the search bar. It'll take you to that product page. You can see the sizes and colors. But anyway, the winner, what we want you to do is when you win, send us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com with your name, shipping address, and then we need to know the size you want and the color. And our first winner is Debbie Ortega.
Congratulations, Debbie.
So congratulations, Debbie. And again, send us that email to contestplural with an S on the end of it at SewingMachinesPlus.com and let us know that information. And we got another winner for the mats.
Monica Openshaw.
Monica Openshaw is watching from YouTube. So congratulations, Monica. And again, send us an email to contestplural with an S on the end of it to SewingMachinesPlus.com and let us know the size and color that you want, Monica, with your shipping address. And we'll get that out to you. All right. So next Thursday, this is what we're giving away far as machine.
We're giving another
Another Zest, Baby Lock Zest sewing machine, guys. So here's how you can win. If you participated in the show from Facebook today or YouTube and just made comments or, ask questions, that enters you in to win. If you're watching this right now and it wasn't live and you're watching the tape delay on it, just go down in under the video on YouTube or Facebook and just make questions, ask comments, and that's also going to enter you to win because we don't want to penalize the people that can't watch it live and they watch the tape delay. And if you're watching live right now and you want to increase your chances, go make comments after the video's over. Once it gets posted as a video on YouTube or Facebook, just go in and make comments in the comment section and it'll actually give you extra chances. So that's how you can win. And but again, we're going to give that away next Thursday at the regular show. We'll be here at 10 a.m. and we invite you to come in, and it will be not quite a new year yet, but it'll be really close to the new year. So we'll be winding down December. And again, guys, we sure do appreciate each and every one of y'all that are customers that join our show every week and shop with us. And again, guys, can't stress to you enough, if you're interested in one of those 12 needles or the 15 needles, give us a call. Our sales staff is extremely trained on this. They know it very well. They can answer all your questions and help you out. And again, we've got that special financing going right now that we can get it, those monthly payments down real cheap for you. And then you can get that machine of your dreams. So anyway, guys, we sure do appreciate y'all watching today. We hope that each and every one of y'all have a great, great Christmas Saturday. And we'll see you right after next week. We'll see you next Thursday. So y'all have a great rest of your day.